Okay, so welcome back. So now what we're going to do is talking about adding numbers with unlike signs. So what if they have opposite signs, in other words? So if you're adding a negative and a positive number, okay, how does that work? Okay, so it's going to work a little differently. So let's do the arrows to show you how this works. Is if you have, let's say, 3 plus a negative 2. Or let's say 3 plus negative 4. Yeah, or 3 plus negative 5. Let's do that. 3 plus negative 3 plus a negative 2. Why don't we do that? Okay, so 3 plus a negative 2, just so I can stay on my... So if I do 3 plus negative 2, that means my arrow, so 3, let's start with 3. 3 is going to the right. So if I draw my arrow, I'm starting with 3, right? So I'm over here at 3, but then I'm adding negative 2. Well, where's negative 2? Well, negative 2, my arrow goes from 0 to here, right? So how do I add 3 plus negative 2? Well, again, just like I did with the like signs or the same signs, I'm going to put arrows from tail to head to tail. So I'm going to put my arrows head to tail. Now it doesn't matter which arrow I move, I'm going to get the same answer. So if I move this arrow to this one, so I'm going to move the head of this arrow, or excuse me, the tail of this arrow to the head of this arrow. So if I move this one over here, I'm just going to physically, and so if I move it here, and I, again, draw it 3 units, right? Where do I end up at? Well, I go 2 units this way, and then I'm going 3 units back, and so I end up at 1. So what does that tell me? It means that negative 2 plus 3 equals 1. Or if you want to do 3 plus negative 2 equals 1, it's fine. Okay, that's why it doesn't matter which arrow you move. Okay, but you're always starting at 0, moving out one direction, and then you go out to the other direction because if the arrow is going the other direction, meaning in opposite direction, right? Opposite number. Okay. So what does it bring us to? It brings us to the fact that our steps are going to be is going to mirror what we just did. So the 2 steps are this. What we're going to do is step number 1, we're going to ignore the signs. We're going to basically take the absolute value of both numbers, okay, that we're adding. And so what we're going to do is that we're going to take those 2 values in absolute value, those 2 numbers in absolute value, and we're going to subtract the smaller one from the larger one. And we're going to get that difference, right? Then step 2 is we're going to give the result, we're going to give that difference, the sign of the number that is larger in absolute value, okay? So we're going to take the absolute value of both numbers, we're going to subtract them, smaller one from the larger one. Then we're going to take that result, and whichever number is bigger in absolute value, we're going to give it that sign, and we're done. That's it. So let's do some examples, and take care.